What's good, YouTube? Ricky Fontaine back with another episode of Ricky Fontaine On. And what I'm on tonight is another episode of Ghosts, episode 4, The Prince. Man, it's a lot to unpack from this episode. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video and other videos that you will see in my video catalog. But without further ado, let's get to the good stuff. All right, so man, again, like I said, it's a lot of stuff to unpack tonight. Got some little stuff that just popped up and started unfolding, we shall say, with this particular episode. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we start off with Monet calling Tariq, and as we said in the last video, the last episode, you may saw that you may have seen, Tariq and Monet are now doing business together. So she's calling him and letting him know pretty much the ins and outs of the business. Look, I don't want any extra money. You give whatever I give you, you give me that. You pay me in cash. You know, all the kind of rules, the drug dealers 101. Pretty much Tariq knew everything, because hell, his daddy was Ghost. So he learned a lot anyway. So he just playing the roles and just letting her know, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand, yada, 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 boom. And that's over with. So Tariq now that he has a supplier, has got to find a way to move the product throughout the school. And he comes up with it. He comes up with an idea that is pretty darn clever. It's a tutoring app that he wants to start up, and he sets up a meeting with Simon Stern to try to get, I guess, his blessings or his ideas or his thoughts about it or whatever. But when he sets up the meeting, he thought he was meeting with Stern, but he actually did meet with the Stern, but it was actually Simon Stern's husband, Bash. New character alert. Bash is into the coding and things of apps and stuff like this, so he kind of sells Bash on the idea of the app, and wants to know if he asks some questions and stuff to kind of just see where he was, if he knew too much or knew about the game, and or knew if he could trust him with this potential business venture. And looks like they do strike a deal or whatever. This whole marriage thing with Simon Stern just came out of left field. Maybe I missed something in the other episodes or whatever, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. So now all of a sudden Rick has a partner now on the app side of things to whatever money is being paid through that, to move it to him through cash at this particular time. So yeah, that's another random relationship, but welcome Bash. On his way from leaving there, Tasha calls him. She's paranoid, because where we left off last time was Renzo calling her, basically telling her if Tariq isn't about what he say he is, then he's dead. So now she's in jail. She can't do anything to help him, protect him, or anything like that. She's behind bars. So, she's paranoid. And she calls him and tells him where to pick up, where he needs to get a gun. And he's like, I don't know where to get a gun. All my people are gone, Tommy and Kanan and his dad, those are people that he went to for, Dre. He all went to them for guns and stuff like that, but 3 of them are dead and one is in Cali somewhere, so he don't have anywhere to get his gun or whatever. So mother tells him about some dry spots that Ghost and Tommy used to always leave weapons if they need to go get something or whatever. So she lets him know where a stash was for that. But again, we see her later on, she's still paranoid, because now she thinks somebody is watching her in the prison or whatever. And it is true. somebody's watching and she think it's the officer Meredith, the big bright skinned lady that's pretty much looked like she had it out for Tasha ever since the first episode or whatever. She thinks it's her, but we all know it ain't her. She haven't found Bishop yet, and Bishop is always creeping in the background like a creepy stalker guy who's he's just there fixing something, doing something, always watching her and listening for her whatever he can listen for or whatever. It's going to be pretty interesting to see if she finally finds out who's taking all of this stuff back to Lorenzo Tejada in the show. And then it was a little funny thing later on in the show, we saw Tasha in there doing push-ups like she was a nigga. I was like, she got the corn waves going and doing the men push-ups and everything. And I was like, man, Tasha ain't never Tasha in the dresses and everything, and all, the girl that we know. Now we seeing her change into this jailhouse person, and she doing push-ups with the cornrows and looking like she a little boss in there and stuff like this. So we kind of seeing her kind of change a little bit. That cute preppy Tasha ain't there no more, obviously, because she in jail. She can't be wearing no wigs. She can't be putting on no makeup, no red bottoms and all that other stuff. So you can see her changing a little bit there. So another scene was Monet and Kane meet with Lil Guap and his folks. Now we remember we had a little dust up between Drew and Lil Guap over the whole Instagram stunting thing or whatever that, ended up with Kane shooting up the place. Not killing anybody, but just being reckless, shooting off shots and stuff in the building with people in it. But she goes there and she just let them know that, look, we ain't for all that stunt stuff that y'all do and stuff like that, and you hurting the business. So much so that we finna cut y'all off. We cutting you off. And there's nothing, there's nothing that you can do or whatever, and y'all need to chill out. And she walks off, and man, and Guap called her puta, and cussed her out, and like she didn't know it. Like everybody know what that is, but she, she a Tejada, and I ain't being stereotypical, but Renzo Tejada, that's, look like, that sounds like a Spanish last name, which know that she probably knows some Spanish, dog, but you want to throw that out there. And she caught you. So she went up to him and was like, yo, what you say again? Say it to my face or whatever. And before he could form the words to say it, the subtitle said he said it, but I don't think he said it all the way. But before he could do that, Kane fired on him, pow, and started beating the brakes off of him in front of his whole crew. One dude looked like he's about to have the balls to pull the gun and go, but Monet looked at him like, you sure you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So they let he let go of his weapon or whatever, and they just watch this boy get his ass beat. And they walk off, and she lets him know that's what you're there for, and he always got her back and yada yada whatever. But I'm interested to see how this gonna turn. Ain't nobody finna take no whooping like that and it just be over. Pay attention, y'all remember this moment, because I don't think that's over with yet. They so hot-headed and stuff. I don't think that's over with. So we see Reynolds in the class introducing the new book, which is also the story, introducing another book to their class, which is also the name of our episode today, which is The Prince, and lets them know about the book and gives them a brief synopsis on it. Then we see Professor Milgram and the other professor. God, I gotta remember his name, but he in spare parts. But he comes in with her, and they introduce this fellowship competition for this class or whatever, where you have opportunity to win a all expense paid trip to Washington or whatever for this internship, and also get a chance to graduate in 3 years instead of 4, which is right up Tariq's alley. This is something that he's been looking forward to. So Lauren goes down and talks to Mr. Reynolds or whatever, and he's asking she's asking more information about the program, and she's pretty much asking if she's qualified to fill out the application for this competition or whatever. And Reynolds kind of tells her like, yeah, I think that you're well put together and you'll be successful at this competition, so I really think that you should. So she was like, all right, cool, can we talk more about it at dinner? Now we remember Reynolds was the guy that was smashing his grad student the episode before. So in his eyes, it looked like he was like, okay, you want to do this dinner, or you want like on campus, or do you want? And I'm just like, this nigga here, like for real. And she was like, no, we can go off campus. And then she throws the parents, and he just kind of like, oh, okay. Let me find out you trying to get down with Lauren, man. Like, okay, this dude tripping. So then to add to it or whatever, I guess, to kind of make sure that she's thrown off of him not thinking it or whatever, he decides to invite Professor Milgram along, so the dinner would be fair, that she would, that you would have two professors there, and it ain't, nothing with just him and her or whatever. And then somehow Tariq overhears, and then he gets invited as somebody just to tag along on the student side of things or whatever. So now you got all four of them being invited to you got all three of them invited to Lauren's house for dinner about this competition. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. So Monet goes to the house. She always seems to be busting in on Drew, Diana, and Kane. They just be chilling. Nah, she just come around the corner, and I heard that, or what y'all doing, or what y'all do. It's funny, but that seemed to be her cameo, to bust in people conversation or whatever. So she comes in and she talks to the kids and let them know that Tariq, now that Guap and company is being cut out of their supply, Tariq is taking their spot and he's going to sell up there at the school. And they don't know about it. Especially Kane. Kane is like, I don't know, man. Kane thinks he got the wrong idea of Tariq right now. He just think he, stuck up, and he's up there at that school with all the rest of the rich kids and stuff like that, so they don't know nothing about their life or whatever. But Drew sees through him and sees that, he's a smart kid, and we'll be able to trust him, whatever. And Diane gonna vouch for him because she checking for Tariq. So Monet sends Dre up there to spy on Tariq, but of course, Tariq peeps that out all the way through or whatever. And so, somehow Drew and Tariq end up going to Tariq's art class or whatever. And this is where, okay, I'm gonna put a pin right here. Make sure let's stop on my thing. Now, I go through and I look at a lot of reactions and recaps and stuff like that, just to kind of hear everybody's opinions and see, what theories and stuff they may think about things. And I said, a lot of people have been talking about Drew, saying he's soft and talking about, this and that about him and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think Drew is what we all think he is or whatever. And now we know what Drew is about. See, I heard somebody say that Drew was gay. He was gay, and I was like, I don't know. But now it came out to be true, because in this art class he meets up with this other guy in the class where they are partners or whatever. But this is like, he's not even a college student, he's just a visitor, and he ain't got looped into a class drawing pictures of another student. Okay, random. Tariq ended up sneaking out of class while Drew is over there lost in the eyes of this guy. I don't even think we got his name, but the guy plays on the basketball team. It's one of Zeke's homeboys, Zeke basketball teammates. Okay. So Drew ended up going back to the room with him, and yeah, y'all know what happened or whatever, but it's gonna be interesting to find out if Zeke finds out about that Drew knocking down his teammates or whatever. Whatever. But Monet later on talks to Drew while he's showering and stuff, and asks about Tariq, what he found out about Tariq and what he's doing or whatever. And he lets her know that, look, he already peeped me out, knowing that you sent him up there, you sent me up there and stuff like that. And she was like, so what did you find out? He sounded this one, like, nah, Mom, I ain't find out anything. But she was like, that's cool, because that means that his stuff ain't out there like that, so he's kind of discreet. And she asked where the money was in his backpack, and when she went in his backpack, she saw a drawing of a guy's body or whatever. And I think at that point, I know she knows already that Drew is gay. And she just tells a story that tells him to pretty much be careful, because everybody don't know you like that, and they may not be comfortable with the lifestyle that you live. And when I say lifestyle, I ain't talking about him being homosexual. It's about him being a drug dealer and being in the Tejada family. Like, that's a whole different thing. I wonder if Renzo know about that though. It seems like Diana knows, and I think that the mother knows. I don't really think Kane knows. But it's interesting to see how that storyline unfolds. But she tells him to be careful or whatever. So yeah, that's that. So Sax, we get with our guy Sax, and he's trying to figure out how Tariq is playing McLean, and he's trying to do his low level things, his low level stuff of finding somebody to tell Tariq wherever he goes and stuff. And the guy that he had as his partner in this, who wants to go by the book, is frankly pissed off about it, because he wants to go by the book. He doesn't want to trail a minor and stuff like that. So Sax is really trying to get to the bottom of this. Like, what can I do to find, what can I do to find out what this guy's doing? In comes a new character, and her name is Riley, and that is Sax's niece. So she comes in at I guess the police call her for trying to buy weed or whatever, or she bought weed, and before they could take her down or whatever, they wanted to bring him to her because they respect him and stuff like that, and they was gonna take her down, but because they knew of Sax, they just brought her to her or whatever. So in the midst of their conversation, Sax has this brilliant idea to get Riley to spy on Tariq, because she owes him a favor. He's not gonna let her go to jail, so she owes him. So he gets her to be his dummy in following Tariq around. So later on that night, we see him at the party. Sax is on the phone and Riley's at the party. She has a picture of Tariq, and she finds him and tries to talk with him, but he kind of pushes her off, but ends up being introduced to Braylon. And I don't know. I don't know if she really likes Braden, or it's like she lost track of what she's doing after Tariq kind of stiff-armed her a little bit. Then she started to focus attention on Braylon. And I guess when Braylon said that was a roommate, I guess that maybe that's her end, but being nice to him just to get close to Tariq. But we shall see. But anyway, Tariq ends up getting Braylon in a fight with Scott, which is the guy, a competitor on campus that sells pills and stuff like that. I didn't know why, but it all unfolded later on. The reason why he got him to get the fight is because he knows that Braden is his parents own pretty much that last name. His last name carries some weight around in school. And Scott ends up getting kicked out or suspended for fighting, not because of fighting, but because of he fought who he fought, which was Braden. And that pretty much eliminates the competition. He was smart. not only is he putting Braylon out like it's part of, I think he's putting him out like he's the one that's doing this, but also he was smart enough to get Braylon to do it to where the competition is kicked off, and now you can have even more money coming in with the competition gone. So in this whole thing with them selling work and stuff through this app service, and I ain't talk about the app. So this app is like I said, it's a tutoring app, and they have secret codes and stuff for it, where math means weed and chemistry means downers and something means uppers and stuff. And when people buy it, they write a premium package. That means they know that they want the pills instead of real tutoring. And it's just going around the school like wildfire, man. So they pay, these kids are paying this money hand over fist, and they making all the money or whatever. So much money that he's able to continue to pay McLean, and now he brings stacks of cash to him, trying to pay him for his service or whatever, which McLean takes, but he also gives it to Paula to do what she got to do, I guess, to deposit it or whatever. But what she does is she gives it back to Tariq because they want money order or a check for the retaining fee. But I think Paula just wanted to see where he's getting that money to see if it's coming from some kind of shady account or whatever. So when she gives the money back to him, he tells her that he was getting the money, he was stealing it from his grandmother. She's the only one that's been getting money, and he's just trying to get it. He just gives her this whole violin story or whatever, and he takes the money back, put it in his bag. But Paula notices that he has a gun in his backpack, so she know something is up with this kid. So now let's talk about Tariq and Project Love Triangle. That's right, Project Love Triangle has been engaged this episode, because now we got Diane and Lauren both shooting their shots for Tariq. Usually it'd be the other way around, but yeah, these girls are aggressive now, I guess. So anyway, we start with Diane. So we remember I told you Drew hooked up with the boy in the art class or whatever, but he ended up calling Diane and telling that he's out of pocket and that he needs Diane to bring some work up to the school for Tariq. And Monet hears it, and she go ahead and send him up there. Monet don't want him up there, Diane up there. She don't want her around Tariq at all, because she knows, females know. She know her daughter got a thing for Tariq or whatever, but she had no choice. She can't send Kane up there, so she sends Diane. So Diane goes up there, brings some more product up there, and they get to talking, and she gets to talking, and all of a sudden they lock lips, and it is interrupted by a knock at the door, and it's Drew. And Drew comes in, and he just looking like, okay, what the hell y'all doing in here? And she was like, where you been? And you could tell both of them they knew what each other had been doing. That's why I know that Diane knows about her brother and stuff like that. So she chilled with it. He know what Diane was doing before they know each other. So they both kind of looked at each other like, yes, bitch, like, okay then, but so yeah, he was just like, okay, look, I'm gonna get y'all cut so y'all get out of here. Later on that night, so he is trying to get to the dinner, Laura's dinner party at Lauren's house to meet the parents or whatever. And once again, Tariq is running late. If Tariq he's always late. You would think this nigga pregnant. I don't know how late he always is. He gets to the house, and she's like, Lauren answered the door. She's like, nice for you to join us. It's an all dry. So we don't know what time it was. But when he gets there, the dad's in there talking to him, was like, it's nice for you to join us and nice for you to meet the competition, even though it is dessert time. Like, this man missed, he missed dinner, the whole dinner. And he just comes in for dessert. And Milgram is there, Reynolds is there, and they're all talking and yada yada yada. So the scene skips over to Lauren being in her room and talking to him about some things and da 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 da, and she gets in her feelings about things, about you so quiet and all this other stuff. I mean, this is the game lines, you know what I'm saying? She hitting them with the lines. And so they end up locking lips and kissing and all that good old stuff. So there's 2 kisses in the day with 2 different chicks. Tariq is slick the man right now. But anyway, knock at the door. No, doorbell rings. Mother yells up, "Hey, Lauren, you have a guest." And she come downstairs. It's her boyfriend, Malcolm. So she upstairs kissing another knee, and her knee come down from Washington to come see her. Messy, y'all. It's messiness at its best. So this triangle got different stuff to it, man. It's just it's crazy. I cannot wait to see how this unfolds. I saw the clips for the next episode, so it looks like it's gonna be, you know, Diane versus Lauren after a while, and it's 2 different spectrums. You got some girl, you got another girl that's in the drug game, daddy for everybody, you know, stuff that he knows about and wants to, but then he has a good girl with Lauren, but Lauren has her own situation where she got a boyfriend and stuff. So it's crazy. I'm looking forward to see where that goes. Now, so we get to the Milgram and Reynolds saga of the week. So I remember I said that they were invited to the dinner party. Well, you know, they were talking, and man, Reynolds was acting straight up Uncle Tom, you know, just spitting out words and talking and ha 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 and all this other bullshit. And Milgram was looking at him like, man, if you don't sit your down somewhere with that. But they end up taking subliminal jabs at each other throughout the night, and it made the dinner it made the dessert part of it really uncomfortable. You know, so much so that Lauren said that she had to go. She was like, I'm leaving. You know, I gotta go do something. And Tariq, I really need your help or whatever. So they, like I said, their interaction just really made it uncomfortable. So we shoot back to the office where Reynolds and Milgram started back arguing and talking about each other about that night and how, you know, he was being all snootied and all the other stuff around her parents or whatever. And she pretty much lets her know that, look, I was there the other night. I heard you, you know, banging your student. I mean, your grad student and da 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 da. And how he came out, what did he say? He said, which one was it? And it was just like, wait a minute, hold up, bro. Like, okay, so you smashing all your students? You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, I mean, he didn't flipped into full-on hoe mode right now. And you know, she seemed like she all had sad and hurt and all that other stuff and get ready to leave. And then before you know it, he hits her with the guilty line, I pretty much hate us both right now. And that just makes her lock the door, and next thing you know, they smashing again. I don't know what's going on with them. You know, you heard of comic relief, but this is sexual relief with them. I don't know. They have to smash every time we see them. But where are we going with them though? Where are we going with this? I don't know. So I'm gonna go back and check out some videos and see what kind of theories y'all have, because I have no clue. And speaking of smashing, McClain and Paula smashing, that was random. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, that was crazy. Didn't know that. Way to throw a wrinkle into that. Let's see where that goes with them two. I don't know. So we know that speaking of McClain and Paula, they're hell bent on trying to figure out how to take down Cooper Saxe. And so what they want to do is they summon the judge to get Blanca Rodriguez and Councilman Tate to testify on their behalf against sex or whatever. And with Blanca, man, she talked all that spit about when it goes to trial, I want to be on the stand because I want to get that, all this other stuff. The Sacks pretty much ate her alive. All the stuff that she was saying that he did to get Councilman Tate to lie and to get Proctor's daughter to get this secret wire and all this other stuff. He was putting it all back on her because she did some of the same things. What he did with Councilman Tate, she did the same thing with Dre. I mean, it's just made her look so incredible. And McClain's just like us, man. You talked all that spit, and now we can't even use you because he done called you on your BS or whatever. So then we get to Councilman Tate and the DNC team mocking Ott. They on the case again, and they make sure they fill Councilman Tate in with what he has to say up there on the stand. And you know how he is. Y'all know Rashad Tate. He can talk his way out of anything, and sure enough, he did. And went up there and gave a good old political lie, and got away with it. So now that Blanca is discredited and Tate can't tell the truth, Paula and McClain are now stuck with who else can we go after this guy. And ding, 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 welcome back, my girl Tamika. So he sends Tamika, McClain sends her flowers, and she's just all ecstatic and and then finds out that it's somebody just serving her papers to testify. And she just like, she cannot get away from this case. She cannot get away. So now, next episode or whenever we get a chance, Tamika is going to be on the stand. And you know what? This may work because Tamika is by the books too. And she will be able to call Sacks on his BS, but there was nothing that he can do against her that we've seen. So that may throw a little wrench in his plan, a Sacks plan or whatever. So I'm interested to see where that's gonna go. So that pretty much was the episode. And like I said, there was a lot of things to unpack. You got relationships and pockets of things and stuff that we didn't see coming being spilled out into that. We figure out what Drew's all about now. Which I mean, even if he is gay, that don't mean that he's not wanting to still be in the business or run it or whatever. It's not just gonna rule him out just because he gay, y'all. Like, he could still be a kingpin with it. You know what I'm saying? Who knows where this is going? You got the love triangle and stuff, and that stuff about to blow up at this mid-season finale. Tasha paranoid. Maybe she finds out who's looking after her in this jail now. This app business and the money that's flowing in from that. Are they gonna be able to keep that under wraps because it's blowing up? Another thing is, I wonder, keep an eye on Braden. He may be a little bit too reckless. He's too excited about moving product and making money, so much so that he can probably get cornered and probably be pushed enough to kind of rat out Tariq. I'm keeping my eye on him. I may be wrong, but that's what this review is for. This is what the recap for, to me to put my opinions and stuff out there. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Ricky Fontaine, and that's all for this week, guys. See y'all next week. I'm Ricky Fontaine, and I'm out, man.